Okay, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in very quickly. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Yeah.
I would like to
Rahul, the truth is that there is as much...
Go ahead.
Tehseen, I did not interrupt you, and I don't know what has gotten over you. You're constantly interrupting me. Please don't do that.
Sure, you didn't.
Thanks. Rahul, yeah. Can I please continue?
Yeah, please, go ahead, doctor. Go ahead. There's a delay on your line. Go ahead.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, Rahul, there is as much internal democracy in the Congress as there is garam masala in authentic Chennai sambar. That's the true fact. And by the way, Tehseen, if I may correct you, Tehseen said that if my aunt had an Adam's apple, she would be my uncle. Tehseen, I'm not a medical doctor. Dr. Patra would be able to inform you more, but everyone, men and women, everyone has Adam's apple. It's just that for women, after puberty, it's not that prominent. So your aunt might be having an Adam's apple. Please go and check. Now, but coming back to this, the Congress, Rahul, both historically and otherwise, has been absolutely ruthless in dealing with dissent. Remember how the Congress and Jawaharlal Nehru got dissenting congressmen and women arrested because they wrote a pamphlet criticizing his actions and decisions in the 1962 war. And Indira Gandhi's iron hand was a stuff of legend. But we don't have to go that far. In the contemporary times, there are enough examples to show that the Congress cannot tolerate any dissent or deviation from dynasty worship, or in fact, any praise from its members of an adversary, especially Modi. Recall how Shashi Tharoor was sacked as a spokesperson in 2014 because he praised Modi. The same happened with the Kerala Congress leader Abdullah Kutty, who made the grievous error of praising Modi's development. He was immediately sacked. Then there is Vinay Pradhan, the Congress leader, who was sacked for calling, even though reverentially, Rahul Gandhi as Pappu. And who can forget sedition charges on Sachin Pilot filed by his very own party leader? If this isn't fascism, I don't know what is. Finally, let me quote something to you. Quote, fundamental rights and individual liberties are relics of the past. Courts are undercutting intent of the Constitution by giving primacy to fundamental rights. Who said it? Yes, indeed, Jawaharlal Nehru. So an apple doesn't fall far from a tree.
That Mamata Banerjee has lost control of Bengal by pitting Suvendu Adhikari, your pride, the jewel in your crown, against her, knocking her out. It would have a catastrophic effect on morale of the TMC, sir, if you were to do it. So I hope that you do it. And I hope that the brain informs the tongue when that happens, so that the world gets to know. Dr. Ranganathan, I want to bring you in. How do you see this, Dr. Ranganathan? Mamata Banerjee saying one seat, I'm giving it all. No safe seat for me. I'm not Rahul Gandhi. I'm not X, Y, and Z. I'm not even Narendra Modi, according to her. I am Mamata Banerjee. I'm not going to get cowed, and I'm going to take out the diamond in the BJP crown with one flick of my finger.
Yes, good evening, Rahul. I'll be greatly surprised if Suvendu Adhikari is not given the ticket by the BJP to contest in Nandigram. But by the way, if I can just go tangential for a second, Dr. Patra talked about the great party discipline of the BJP and its leaders and its karyakartas. He is correct, truly admirable. Here are dozens of TMC leaders who for 7-8 years were accused of massive scams, corruption, sleaze, cut money, murder of 100 BJP workers. And now not a squeak by the BJP when these same TMC leaders have joined the BJP. I really applaud this discipline, Dr. Patra. But to come back to the issue, Rahul, the Mamata Adhikari battle promises to be the highlight of the Bengal elections. Mentor against the matador. Given that the whole region is Adhikari's bastion, one he and his family had nurtured for more than a decade, and that this very nurturing was responsible for the TMC running amok there. But things have changed over the years, Rahul. There is large-scale resentment against the TMC in the hearts and minds of the very people of Nandigram who voted for her. Their occupation has been severely hit, not only by the fact that the farms handed back to them are unfit for agriculture, agriculture, but no new industry has come up that could supplement their income. I think Adhikari has a definite edge. His vote share in the last election was close to 56%. But one other thing has to be said, Rahul, if you just give me 30 seconds. The BJP is making a lot out of the fact that Mamata is only contesting from one seat. According to them, it is testament to the fact that she's scared. Well, to be honest, I have never personally understood why politicians fight from more than one constituency, at least the high-profile ones. Rahul has done it, so has Modi. Why? Is it to play safe or to satisfy your ego? I really don't know. Truth is that the constituents suffer if the politician wins from both seats. It is unfair on them because then he or she has to vacate one seat and the elections are held again. I think this is worth a debate on a separate time whether the EC should allow this kind of thing. I'm against it, but of course in a democracy the choice is of the politician as well as the public. So I don't think much should be read into Didi deciding not to contest from Bhawanipur. But I have to say this in the end. The fact that Mamata is giving up her own Bhawanipur seat and contesting from Nandigram hints at this move being made just to satisfy her ego. For the mentor is hell-bent now.